Hello, everybody. We are back for my crazy ass, and what we're doing video today, or I mean, what we're doing audio today. Doing video on the phone, doing audio in the room. Let's get that straight. Anyways, I have a small stack here that we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to the Kinki Studio and a Stello DAC and a Jay's Audio Transport. And we're listening in the midfield with Sonus Faber Minima Vintage loudspeakers. They're little mini monitors, pretty cool little speakers. Anyways, I'll show you the rig. Okay, so here it is. We've got the little Sonus, as you can see. They're cool. They have those Dyne Audio tweeters. I'll probably have to get up on it. Yep, you see those Dynes, and it's a cool little deal, man. I mean, they're all right. I love the wood on these things, always beautiful. And this is leather wrapped. That's always cool on the older Sonus. I think these are a reissue though. Anyways, here's the stack. The Kinki Studio at the bottom. This is the amp. 200 watts per channel. We're about just under half power. This is the Stello DAC. This is a really cool DAC, man. I bought this thing like, 5 years ago. And this thing is totally up to speed with everything of today, meaning all the upsampling it does, all the filter crap, everything that it does. It's even got a word clock input. Thanks, Simon. Okay, Simon was ahead of the game with this thing. So this thing just fits right in perfect. And then we got the Jay's Audio Transport. This is a CDT3. That is a $3,500, $3,600 piece that is as good as any transport probably ever built. I don't know, I don't know much about transports other than this thing is as good as any esoteric. And it's got a rubidium clock inside, meaning for those of you that don't know what that is, it's kind of cool. It's got a radioactive isotope in there that is decaying right now, and it decays at such a precise amount, that you can clock by it. So there's rubidium inside there, inside this little metal case. Anyways, that's pretty cool. But on the back of this transport, there's a master clock output, which means we can slave this DAC. And this rubidium clock will clock the DAC as well, and just bypass the internal clock of the DAC. So we'll hear how that sounds. And what I did too was, I don't have any crappy real speaker cables, but the power cords are all just, entry-level, junky, crap, like the molded crap that they come with, okay? I'm doing this on purpose because at one point, I'm going to change all the AC power so you can hear the difference. I'm going to take that thing out, put a Virastar foil cord in. On the bottom, there's a little teeny-ass, this is like a whatever power strip thing. Okay, so we'll put a Virastar power strip. We'll put 3 Virastar foils into these 3 components just so you can see how does it sound when we change the AC? So many people aren't not familiar with what power cords can do, and we're going to show you right here. So let's start off with a little piece of music. And okay, so you see it says AES. That means we're going AES, which is XLR, from the transport down to the DAC. And the transport upsamples everything to 192. So on the way out, it's 192. And I have the DAC just sitting there bypassing everything. It's just taking the native feed and it's using it that way. So it says 192. Then we got the Kinki Studio at the bottom. She's about halfway up in terms of her volume. And we'll listen on these little monitors, which are kind of, they're little teeny. Okay, can I say it? They're shitty little monitors, man. I mean, I don't want fucking into monitors. But anyways, whatever. Okay, so they're cool. We'll play with them. We'll check them out. They're pretty. Okay, but I'll have some other monitors coming. I have some miniature Magnapans coming. And I've got some Vapor. I've got some Vapor audio. Don't even ask me how I made that happen. But I've got the ever elusive Vapor audio, which if you guys ever see any for sale used, you should pick them up because they're great. But I've got some Arcus. These are really cool speakers on their way in, and those are kind of little guys. They're little for Vapor standards, but they're a hell of a lot more bass than these things. And they will throttle the piss out of that little skinny Italian right there. Anyways, so here we go. We're gonna listen to the Doors. This is CD, by the way.
you see, follow me.
Pretty.
Follow me down. Tell all the people that you see, set them free. Follow me down. You tell them they don't have to run. We're gonna pick up and come.
Okay, I just accidentally paused the video, but I meant to pause the sound. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch out. I'm just going to put in the master clock cable. So right now we were listening to the DAC clocking itself, and then the output of the transport clocking itself. We're going to now sync them up, whereby that transport is going to be the master clock, and it's going to slave the DAC all to its rubidium internal clock. So you heard the way you heard it now. By the way, I'll mark these on the description, and you can hit the button for the time code in this video, so you can just go back and forth to different music cuts, and they'll all be marked. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to put the master clock in, and then we're going to hear it all. We're going to hear the DAC slaved by the Chase audio. So here it goes. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got the master clock tied in, and let's see if it sounds any different.
Tell all the people that you see, follow me. Follow me down. Tell all the people that you see, set them free. Follow me down. You tell them they don't have.
Well, I'll be damned if those little skinny Italians don't have a big-ass salami, because holy crap, they sound good, man. You know, I stand corrected. How dare I make fun of anything Italian? Jeez, I should have learned by now. Everything Italian is awesome. They're great. They sound really killer. See, the thing is, and I still forget it to this day, never, ever, ever judge or think of something or take it serious for the first hour that you're listening to it, because everything's warming up. And these things sounded crappy when I first plugged them in. There's no bass. It just wasn't. I wasn't getting any imaging. I wasn't getting any highs. And now all of a sudden, these things have come alive. It's probably the clock too. The clock is warming up. You know, everything's warming up, and it's sounding pretty darn good. So we've got a great little system going here, and we're off. Like, here's the main rig, right? That's over there. That's what you're used to seeing. We're off on the sidewall here. Probably, you know, I mean, not the best spot, but hey. It's sounding pretty kick-ass. So let's see. Well, you just got the sound of how that sounds. Shall we do the AC right now? You think? Okay. Let's do the AC power, and I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, so here is the octopus we're going to put in there. Okay, what is this, you ask? That is a power strip and some foil cables. Okay, it's not cheap by most standards. Okay, each power cord is, I'll just, keep this simple for the simple sake of math. You know, 2,000 a power cord. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8. We got $8,000 in power cords, and then that is a $3,000 for that strip. So 11,000 we're looking at for this little thing here. Okay, now. Yeah, we're putting it in a very inexpensive rig. Okay, these little speakers, I don't know how much the speakers are. I know the amp, that's a, $2,200 amp. That's a $3,600 transport. That's a $6,000 DAC. So, it's all relative. But the bottom line is, for the big rigs, for the people that have the big rigs out there that have, that really, like, the one over here, you just got to have something like this. You can't just plug it with crappy cables. When your system gets to a point where it's like a surgical, instrument. Every little thing makes a difference. So let's see what this does in here and see if you can hear it. All right, here we go. And for the record, we replaced that or we're replacing that with that right here, power strip there. Okay, so here we go. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Now we've switched all the AC power over. We got all brand new power cords in a power strip. We don't have anything at the wall, like the wall socket, right? Normally we'd have something right in there in the wall socket, but this is just plain old household Home Depot thing. And this is sharing a circuit. This is not a dedicated circuit, so it's sharing it with the other crap. Probably that dimmer switch right up there, probably totally putting noise on this. But anyways, here we go. So let's hear what the difference is. And I got nothing. That's a pretty big difference. Hang on, let me figure out what's wrong. There we go.
I am troubled.
We went back too far. Let's get back to where we were.
When I was back.
Oh, that's a cool song, man. But let's start where we started. Jeez. Oh, boy. Okay, here we go.
Tell all the people that you see, follow me down. Tell all the people that you see, set them free. Follow me down. You tell them they don't have to run. We're gonna pick up everyone. Come on, take me by my hand. Gonna bury all our troubles in the sand. Oh yeah. Can't you see the wonder at your feet? Your life's complete. Follow me down.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all can hear that, but Morrison's voice now is just coming straight out of the middle of the air right there, out of this area that has nothing in relation. It's not even related to where the speakers are. It's completely independent of the speakers, and it's noticeable. And I don't know if you can hear it on this video, but that's called imaging. And that's what we look for when we're, nutty audiophile weirdos. It is, you probably hear more detail, I'll bet, from here, but, detail is easy. The imaging is the hard part, and that three-dimensionality and the realism, really. So, is it like a huge difference, and it's so, it's such a, it's like a paradigm. Because, if we listened to this and we just threw it on and we quickly listened, you'd say, no, there's not a big difference. It all sounds the same. It sounds like Jim Morrison, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it sounds pretty, they all sound similar, okay? But that little, that nuance that comes from those cables and straightening the AC power out, it for me, it makes or breaks the rig. I would listen to it the other way, but I would be kind of bummed because I know that something else exists. So really, I guess what it boils down to with the cable thing is, you can make fun and knock them because they're expensive or whatever, but you know what? There's plenty of people that can afford them and afford a lot of other things in their life that are of a luxury level. And so it's no big deal. $2,000 power cords. It's no big deal. 8 or 10 grand on the back of the end of the rig to make it sound good. It's totally worth it. So I'm not, trying to say any more than that, is that it's all relative. But in a lot of these things, you do get what you pay for. The more you buy, you're just buying higher quality. So hopefully you could hear that because it's pretty intense. Now, as you could tell, we listened to the rig before. We could live with it fine, but boy, this is throwing something special on it that on any big rig, those would be an absolute must. So we'll continue to enjoy the music like this, and I'm wondering if there's any other things we could. No, I don't think I want to take you on a total metamorphosis, But wouldn't that be kind of crazy if we just started a metamorphosis video right now and we just never stopped it? We just kept adding to it, and I just keep changing stuff in the audio rig and just keep adding crap and and changing it up, because you know what? I can sit here for days and put things in that will change the sound of the rig, that you will totally hear it. From, let's see, we could just look around the room. Okay, audio fuses. Definitely going to change stuff up. What's over there? You see that little thing with the wires coming out of it? That's a pulse generator. You put that thing inside the DAC and plug those into AC power, and it sends out a pulse at a very precise frequency that knocks all the RF. It cancels the RF because it's at the same frequency, or in the same frequency band. So that's kind of interesting. Look at that. Okay, that's from Ricky Schultz. Okay, he's the magnet man. Okay, that thing is a huge neodymium magnet, powerful like shit. You put that up in there. Maybe we could try that next. We'll put that up in there next to this thing, that power in that duplex receptacle, and it's gonna change everything up, man. And then we might as well do the Akiko too. Let's do that, because this one people freak about. Okay, so this thing here, this Akiko Corelli, Akiko Audio. I'm gonna have to put the phone down first, but it's another thing. That thing, it works the same way as the magnet over there. You just plug it in next to it, and it's supposed to do something crazy. So let's try the magnet first. Let's listen, and then let's see. Let's try a different tune. See if maybe we can get something cool that we dig.
Can't you see me growing? See me growing. Get you growing. Just see
Nope,
me growing.
wrong one.
Get you.
We started on. Oh, yeah.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe.
Now it's sounding like a little hi-fi rig.
That I am not afraid. What was that promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said?
But you know what? That's not going to be good
When
for.
I was back there,
Nope. There we go.
wishful, crystal, water covers everything.
See, I'm trying to find something better for.
Poor Otis dead and gone, left me here to sing his song. Pretty little girl with a red dress on. Poor Otis dead and gone. Get back down to rest, slowly try it again. Remembering when.
It's like I'm trying to think of something that's gonna have good imaging.
Alright.
Okay, we'll try this one.
Wild child, full of grace, savior of the human.
Okay, so let's grab Ricky's little deal. His little Maggie magnet. These things freak me the hell out, man, because I got freaking, look, you know what that is? That's master tape, dude. That's 2-inch 24 track from the 70s. Okay? You put this thing anywhere near them, man, I probably shouldn't even have it this close. Screw them up, man. Man, you can't have tape around Ricky's deals. Okay, so let's see what happens now. It's gonna be jacked up, I'll bet. You're gonna hear something probably nutty. Maybe we hear nothing. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back and we give it a shot. Oh, let's see here, right there, right? There we go. Okay. No, that wasn't it. 6. Yep, and play. Okay, all I hear is forward vocal, little cymbal. This is cymbals like nothing. Okay, so let's see. Because, a lot of the tweaks, man, I find them to make stuff smaller and more condensed, like squeezed in the middle. It doesn't sound natural to me. Now let's see. We put this thing over there. Let's see if we get any reprieve from that. Okay, here we go. Let's see now, because gotta go to, did that last time. Let's see, where is it? 6. No. Man, I can't run a damn CD player. Okay, here we go.
All right.
A little more effortless voice. The voice is wider.
Your cool face.
Yeah, drums are totally different. They're open.
Natural child, terrible child, not your mother.
Okay, so I'm not going to go too far from what we've been doing here. But we saw the magnet deal. Look, okay, he's probably onto something. He's got a thing. It's we'll give you a little plug, Ricky. It's high fidelity cables. And his deal is magnets, man. It's kind of cool. He's got a patent, and basically he runs magnetism down the cable in a direction, the directionality of the signal, and the signal follows, and the magnetism goes the same way. So that's one way of getting all the electrons to spin the same way, whatever. I'm not a physicist, but that's what the shtick is, so it's magnets going in one direction. Okay, so I think they work, but they don't work necessarily for me. Maybe they don't work here because I'm not doing it right, but I don't have patience. I don't have patience to learn about that or keep it in there. And it's the same with the fuses and stuff like that. If it doesn't happen relatively quickly and it squashes the soundstage, I'm not going to sit through that agony. Maybe I can do it. I'll leave it overnight or something if it's going to get better. But that's about it. And really, truth be told, the fewer things that are extraneous little coochie coos, whatever the hell you want to call them, little things, tweaks, little crap everywhere, I'd rather do without it. I'd rather not have it. I'd rather have a simple killer rig, spend the money on other things like killer cables and good equipment, and then I don't need to tweak them, So, and trust me, I've run through the whole tweak thing. And, it got to be too much for me. I like a clean rig. I like a clean shelf without a bunch of things on there. So I may be a little biased and not totally accepting of tweaks. I ignored them for a long time and then finally just dove into them head over heels, went down the rabbit hole, and I did not find happiness there. I found confusion. But out of it, actually, it was a rebirth. We can say that. Ryan Scott of Vapor Audio is responsible for that. He came and held my feet to the fire on something called a double-blind test. That is the only way you really know shit when you're listening to tweaks or anything. Don't listen to anybody. The only way to know for sure is a double-blind test. That's where someone's over there and they're saying, they'll say like, now. They're not telling you in or out, whether the thing is in or it's out. They're just telling you when they're doing it. And then you go, okay, it's in, or nope, it's out. Or you're telling them if they're putting it in or out and they're doing it. Okay. And then that's for sure. That's the way to test stuff, see if you're right. And if you can tell, if you can hear a difference, then you'll be spot on every time and you'll know if it's in or out. So that was a great weekend, and someday we can all have a campfire and have some s'mores, and I'll tell you the story of what happened to Mikey on that day. But it was a growth and a paradigm shift. My head hurt after that weekend. There was just too much crammed in it in a short amount of time. And a lot of the things that I really held dear to my heart, my loves, were not loves anymore. And reality kind of settled in. And, you think sounds like a bummer, but it really wasn't. You know, it was a growth, and growth is sometimes painful. So, anyways, I'm digressing. So we'll go back to the rig. Okay. Okay, I lost you there. Evidently, not only can I not work a CD player and a remote control, but I cannot work a cell phone, I take it. So, anyways, I got a mess to clean up here, and, you know, probably got to go sleep sometime. And anyway, so that's this for tonight, the installment. We're checking out now. Now, we didn't really get to compare the Kinki. I know a lot of you guys are really psyched about the Kinki. Well, look, you can tell that it sounds kick-ass in here. It's killer. It sounds really good. It's teamed up with some good gear. We don't have anything. Well, we have something to compare it to. We'll do that tomorrow night or something. When the Maggies get here, we'll get some other little full-range speakers, something maybe have a little more bass or something like that. Or we could even do it with this, I guess. We could do it. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll do it tomorrow regardless. But that's the Coda. So we're gonna compare the Coda to the Kinki right there. Anyways, all right, y'all. Well, hey, good spending some time with you, and take care. See ya.